It's 10 minutes until you have to start your talk. I know. This is the time you really want to run like the wind bullseye and get the heck out of there, right? But don't panic. There are some simple steps that you can still take to make these last few minutes work for you instead of against you. These are my top tips to help you strip that fear away during this final countdown. First, check. Have you lost your breath? That's because this adrenaline is racing through your body and that makes your breathing shallow. When we're nervous, our muscles tighten up, so you might even find that you're holding your breath without being aware of it. So let's put a stop to that right now. It's time to trick your brain. And you do this by deliberately taking deep breaths and counting them. So I want you to start at 10 and then count backwards to number 1. The deep breathing will give your brain more oxygen, and the counting backwards gives your brain something to focus on besides your anxiety. Now here's a pro tip. Breathe in through your nose. Nose breathing gives you 20% more oxygen than mouth breathing. Seriously, 20%. And your nose actually produces nitric oxide when you breathe, and that improves your lungs' ability to absorb the oxygen that you're taking in. The third thing is nose breathing warms and moisturizes the air you breathe in, and that prevents that feeling of your throat closing up and that shaky voice that can happen when you're nervous. So deep breaths through your nose helps to stop your body's fear response. It makes your brain think, oh, okay. I'm okay if I can breathe deeply and get all this juicy oxygen going through. Oh, my bad. I better let the central nervous system know to stop sending out all that adrenaline. Stand down, everyone. Crisis averted. So we've tricked our brain. Another thing you might find about now is something called dry mouth. Being nervous somehow seems to suck all the moisture out of your mouth sometimes, doesn't it? And that's partly because of mouth breathing. And it has a fun bonus if it's not treated. It can also make you tongue-tied. As tempting as it might be to gulp down as much fluid as you possibly can, that right there is a rookie move. Sip your water. Don't gulp it down. The last thing you want is a litre of water swimming around in your bladder when you're about to get up and do a talk, right? So 10 minutes before your talk is when you take small sips and just moisten your mouth. If you like the taste, squeezing some lemon into your water also helps to lubricate your throat. Now here's a pro tip. Stay away from fizzy or sugary drinks before you speak, because these can dry your mouth out and they can also give you hiccups or make you burp, which will make you really uncomfortable and embarrassed when you're doing your talk. Chewing gum before a presentation can also help you feel more relaxed. In fact, studies have shown that it reduces anxiety by nearly 17%. It also boosts the blood flow to your brain, which can improve memory. Now that's handy right before you got to give a talk, hey? It is. So just make sure you have somewhere to spit that gum before you start your talk. Otherwise, you can end up chewing frantically during your speech and looking a bit like this, which is not a great look. Okay, you've got 3 minutes left before you talk. Time to pull out the big guns. Whatever you do, do not sit down. In these last vital moments, must stay standing if possible, because sitting is passive. And movement releases energy. So stand if you can, or even walk or pace a little. Tony Robbins has a little mini tramp that he jumps up and down on right before he goes on stage. And I've got one of those as well, and it works really well. It takes the edge off your adrenaline if you move around. Power poses are a great way to soothe your nerves. And I know it can feel ridiculous, but the science is clear. When your body is physically demonstrating confidence, your mind will believe it and calm down. Amy Cuddy from Harvard Business School studied these power poses and reports that people who spend 2 minutes power posing reduce their stress levels by 25%. That's a quarter reduction in your stress level. What have you got to lose by trying it? Because that's really handy to be able to reduce your stress level before you talk. So, right before you go on stage, stand with your hands on your hips, your shoulders back, chin up, and chest out. Honestly, I know it looks weird and might feel a bit weird, but it makes a huge difference to your stress levels. Time is up. Your speech is about to begin. Pause and smile. Before you start talking, if you pause and settle yourself, you breathe deeply and then smile, your speech will appear so much more confident to your audience. And it gives you that 2 or 3 seconds just to compose yourself. So don't race out and start talking straight away. The other thing is smiling sends out positive chemical messages throughout your body to help relax you. Those feel-good endorphins replace those not so helpful anxiety chemicals. Smiling also shows confidence to your audience. Practice your smile first because you want it to look as natural as possible. You do not want to end up looking like this. If you see a familiar face in the audience, smile at that person first and then just turn your head from left to right to include the rest of the group. It's something you need to practice, but it works really well. Smiling gives you time to kind of adjust to being the center of attention, and it works beautifully to get your audience's focus. Most people are going to naturally smile back, which also helps to calm you. But even if they don't, you've made the first power statement that you are confident. The same thing applies when you're doing an online presentation. Pause and smile at the camera because that includes everybody watching. And make sure you smile at the camera and not where you can see the other people because they don't feel that direct eye contact then. So these are the best ways to spend your time during that last countdown to starting your talk. To start off with, do not try and use them all. Just look at this list and choose the one that grabs you the most and use this for your next talk. And then add one on each time you do a talk. Love to hear how this goes for you. Drop me a comment on Facebook in our group.